Hi, welcome to Evercade. This is my new YouTube channel specifically dedicated to Blaze's new retro handheld, the Evercade. What's so different about the Evercade to your usual retro handheld is that instead of downloading ROMs and filling a device up with games that you'll never play, the Evercade has proprietary carts. Each cart is a curated collection, so far either for a particular developer or system. Now my plan is to buy every single cart for the Evercade, as they're very affordable, and I'm looking at this device as a fun distraction to play whilst out and about, as well as a future investment, as I think these carts are going to make this device very desirable to collectors in the years to come. So without further ado, let's unbox this beauty. So this package literally just arrived. This is my first ever YouTube video other than doing kind of let's plays and things that no one ever really watched. So I'm hoping to get a little bit of interest in this channel. It's still a fairly niche product, but I think it's going to become, like I said, as they get more and more developers on board, I think more and more people are going to be picking these things up. The initial run has been sold out for quite some time. It initially came out in May, but I ordered this a couple of months ago. It's the all-in pack, which has every cart that's currently available, as well as the device itself, and this is the official Evercade case. So let's have a little gander at this first of all. Yeah, nice little pouch here. So you have a pouch here for your games, and the pouch for the Evercade itself. So yeah, here we go. Put that to one side at the moment. This is the Evercade itself. I love this packaging. It reminds me of old classic consoles, Super Nintendo, with the games and carts. Lots of information, lots of nice pictures. It's a very nice bit of packaging here. So I'll put that to one side just now. We'll open that up in a second. Get the rest of the box out, and the rest of the box is the rest of the carts. So I'm just wondering. Alright, yeah, so that's got the three other carts is actually in the box. I thought it was only one cart in the box, but yeah, we've got a. Let's see here, let's put them in order to satisfy my OCD. 8, 7, 9 and 10. So yeah, those are all the spare carts. I'll go over those in a second as well. Put those to one side. Let's open the Evercade itself. Give you my initial impressions. Ordered this from Funstock as well, just generally trying not to give Amazon any more money than they already have. Again, this has got a very nice internal box. That outside box with all the pictures was just the sleeve. This is the actual box itself. I'm really liking the design of the box. Yeah, okay, so here we go. Manual quick start guide here. And then the device itself. Now, I've heard some people complain about this. I do think it is a little bit of an issue. The device could get damaged because the device itself is just sitting in the plastic container here. There's no kind of a protective like plastic or foam padding over it or anything like that. So here's the device itself. And yeah, I can already feel this D-pad is excellent. This is what I've heard about the device from most people, is that it's one of these floaty D-pads, which is similar to I guess the original Xbox. And you can see here, cart slot here. Now I've heard these carts can go in quite stiff to put in and take out. We'll see how that goes in a second, but they do loosen up over time. So yeah, this is the second batch of the Evercade. The first batch sold out pretty quickly. Liking these shoulder buttons, they feel quite springy, and these buttons are excellent natural face buttons. I like the clear design with the letter actually embedded in the plastic. Or maybe it's an inlay underneath. Although the letters appear to be going down when I push them, so maybe they're stuck to the bottom of the button itself. Very nice design. As you can see here, I went for the white version. Unfortunately, I would prefer the black version, but the black version was a one-off, and those are now all sold out. They were only available in the first batch. But the white's nice enough. It kind of reminds me of the old Famicom or something like that. I like the red lines. The logo itself, the Evercade logo, is very nice. You've got the headphone jack on the bottom here, very important. Never put a headphone jack on the top of the device, so you'll have to trail the cable under. Always have it on the bottom. The only thing is, I know some people can play it down like this, so that might be an issue if you kind of got a jack sticking out here. I'll probably just be playing it with the built-in speakers. I'm not overly fussed about sound with old retro games. It's not like they had amazing music or anything like that to immerse you in the game itself. Got your volume buttons on the bottom here as well. Charging USB jack, that's for upgrading the firmware as well. Yeah, very nice overall. And then you've got your mini HDMI port up the top, so you can plug this directly into your TV and just play it straight on your television. Yeah, all good so far. Very much liking this device. So underneath the plastic, we have the other three carts, which is number 1, number 2, and number 4. So I'll put those into the order here. 2, 3, and 4. So yeah, in the box also you have your standard micro USB cable. Nothing to write home about there. It would have been nice if they had included a lengthy mini HDMI cable. And yeah, that's it. So that's everything that's in the box. Your 3 carts, mini HDMI, and the Evercade itself, as well as the quick start guide, which I'll place over here just now. Have a look at that shortly. Let's have a look at these carts, shall we? So yeah, these carts here, I'll turn them around. First one is the Atari collection. I'll play some of these games. Generally, like I really started after the Atari. Atari's a bit before my time. I started with the Commodore 16, which was kind of like mid 80s, early 80s. Atari was a little bit before my time here, but there is some good games that I have played on here before. The 7800 games are actually quite nice. Like you've got Ninja Golf here. You've got a Centipede. I'll just tell you my favourite games from each cart here. Yeah, so you've got Centipede, Adventure, Alien Brigade, Asteroids, Atari, Missile Command, Crystal Castles, Food Fight, Desert Falcon, Motorcycle, Canyon Bomber, Gravitar, Double Dunk, Ninja Golf, Steeplechase, Night Driver, Tempest, Video Pinball, Aquaventure, Yar's Return, and Sword Quest. Now, out of all those games, I've maybe only played a handful. Missile Command, Asteroids, Adventure, Centipede, Crystal Castles. I think I played that at the arcade when I was a kid. Ninja Golf, I think I briefly played that. I've heard it's probably the best one on here though. Yar's Return and Tempest. So out of those games there, I'd probably say that Asteroids is my favourite game there. But I actually prefer the original Asteroids, the vector graphic Asteroids from the arcade, the black and white version. There's just something very nostalgic about that. I don't really like the colour versions, but we'll see how I get on with it. And Ninja Golf, I think I'll be putting a bit of time into. Adventure as well, I really like that game. I can never get very far in it, though. It's these older games, they don't really give you much direction. So yeah, Atari Collection 1, there we go. Now the second cart, that is, can't get it out. I'm going to stack these up this way because these keep falling over. So yeah, this is Namco Museum Collection 1. This is the second cart. It's got Galaxian, Pac-Man, Xevious, Mappy, Dig Dug, Starluster, Battle Cars, Metal Marines, Libble Rabble, Quad Challenge, and Mappy Kids. Now, out of these games, I have played Galaxian, Pac-Man, Xevious, Dig Dug, and Pac-Man is obviously my favourite one out of these ones. Although I do like Galaxian and I do like Xevious. Dig Dug I'm not a big fan of. It's okay. But I think I'll probably be putting most time into Galaxian and Pac-Man on this collection. So the third cart, that's the Data East collection. This is getting more into my kind of era of games. Got a Bad Dudes, Burger Time, Midnight Resistance, Side Pocket, Karate Champ, Joan Mac 2, Fighter's History, 2 Crude Dudes, Magical Drop 2, and Burning Rubber. Now out of those games, Burger Time is definitely my favourite game out of this collection. It's actually a game I got into quite recently, like in the last couple of years since I got back into retro gaming. When I was a kid, I loved Midnight Resistance on the Atari ST. I put a lot of time into that game. Me and my friend used to kind of have a live feature on it and pass the joystick backwards and forwards. Bad Dudes, that's not a bad game. I played a bit of it at the arcades back in the day. The other ones I don't think I've played at all. Magical Drop 2 possibly. But yeah, again, this cart for me is all about Burger Time. That's the one I'll mostly be playing on this, I'd imagine. And then the fourth cart is the Interplay Collection 1. This includes Clay Fighter, Earthworm Jim, Battle Chess, Boogerman, Incantation, and Titan. Now, out of those games, I've only played Clay Fighter, Earthworm Jim, and I think I've very briefly played Booger Man, maybe a couple of years ago. Earthworm Jim is without a doubt the highlight of this collection for me. But you never know, some of these games I've not played could be great. I'll definitely be putting a bit more time into Booger Man, as I heard that is a great game that I just never really gave a chance to before. Clay Fighters, it's an okay brawler game, but again, just there was much better brawlers back in the day. Street Fighter 2, for instance, I would much rather play. But whether this machine will ever get a Capcom collection is up for debate, as those licenses are quite expensive. So fingers crossed the Evercade does get quite popular and gets a bit of money behind it and can start getting some of the games we all know and love. So yeah, the fifth cart here is Atari Collection 2. This one has Basket Brawl, Yar's Revenge, Solaris, Centipede, Asteroids. That's the 7800 version of Asteroids, which is actually quite good. I played that before. It is a good version of it. Again, though, I do prefer the black and white version. You've also got Demons to Diamonds, Desert Falcon, Haunted House, Sprint Master, Radar Lock, Millipede, Submarine Commander, Planet Smasher, Real Sports Tennis, Wizard, Airship Battle, Bowling, Street Racer, Dark Chambers, and Human Cannonball. Now, I watch Open Every Box, Pete's videos. He's got a YouTube channel called Open Every Box where he does a lot of Evercade videos, and I've seen him and his friend playing a lot of these Atari games. Human Cannonball looked kind of fun. Most of these games I've just never heard of. Millipede I have, that's a kind of follow-up to Centipede. Not as good though. 7800 version of Centipede here though. I do really like that game. I'll put a lot of time into Asteroids, I'd imagine. And Basket Brawl was one of the last games to be released on the 7800 and is actually really excellent from the looks of it. I've never actually played it, so I'd imagine I'll be putting a bit of time into that. So that's the Atari Collection 2. And here we have the sixth cart. That's the Namco Museum Collection 2. And I love Splatterhouse. Splatterhouse is one of my favourite arcade games. I was absolutely rubbish at it when I was a kid, but I really, really enjoyed playing it. Sunk many 10p's just trying to get onto the second level. So this one has got Pack Attack, Galaga, Warpman, Dig Dug 2, The Tower of Druaga, Burning Force, Phelios, Weapon Lord, Dragon Spirit, Splatterhouse 2 and Splatterhouse 3. Now it's a shame it doesn't have Splatterhouse 1, but I've actually never played Splatterhouse 2 or 3. I've heard Splatterhouse 2 is excellent, Splatterhouse 3 not so good. I'd imagine I'll be mostly playing those games off the Namco Museum Collection 2. But I can see myself putting a bit of time into Galaga as well, played that. And also Phelios, which I've never really played, but I think I briefly played it on my Launchbox build on my PC, but maybe only did the first level or so I'll try and complete that on this Namco Museum Collection 2. So, seventh cart, that is the Interplay Collection 2. Now this has got Claymates again, possibly not. What was the other one? The Interplay Collection 1? Let's have a check here. Oh, that's Clay Fighter. So Claymates on this. This has got Earthworm Jim 2, excellent. Clay Fighter 2, Prehistoric Man, Rad Gravity and the Brainies. Without a doubt I'll be playing Earthworm Jim 2 on this. Although I have a lot of good memories about playing Earthworm Jim on my, I think it was probably the Mega Drive, or no, Super Nintendo. I can see myself trying to complete Earthworm Jim 1 and 2 on these Interplay collections. Apart from that, these other games, I played Clay Fighter 2, and but that's it out of the other games. The other games I've not heard. I've heard of Prehistoric Man, I've heard it's quite good, so looking forward to trying those out. So this is the 8th cart here. This is actually quite an interesting one. This is the Megacat Studios Collection 1. Now these are newer indie titles. This is what I really like about the Evercade. You're not just getting your retro games, you're also getting modern kind of retro titles. Some that have been released on older systems recently, like it's not been released yet, but Xenocrisis and Tanglewood are both Mega Drive games, I believe, and they are quite expensive to buy now. Even on Steam, I believe Xenocrisis is like 20 quid. These carts are only 15 quid each. So the next 2 carts that are coming in a month's time are Xenocrisis and Tanglewood on one, so that's only 2 games on the cart, but they are quite expensive games, so I understand that. And the other one, which actually sold me on the Mega Drive, is the Oliver Twins collection. Now the profits for that are all going to the Computer Museum. It's a very worthwhile charity. But those games are obviously a whole lot of Dizzy games. The Little Egg, some Americans probably don't know Dizzy, but those games I just played to death on my Spectrum and also the Amiga back in the day. So this so went off on a little tangent there, but this Megacat Studio is modern retro games. It's got Coffee Crisis, Old Towers, Tanzer, Little Medusa, Super Painter, Multi-Dude, Almost Hero, Creepy Brawlers, and Justice Duel and Log Jammers. Now, out of these games, Coffee Crisis is supposedly excellent, and I love brawlers. It's kind of one of my favourite kind of old retro genres. Also, Tanzer is like a side-scrolling kind of Turrican style game, and it's supposedly amazing, so I'm looking forward to playing that. And Old Towers as well is a really cool looking game. It reminds me a bit of Downwell. I've not heard before the Evercade came out, I hadn't actually heard of any of these games, but I'm looking forward to getting into this collection. I can see myself playing a lot of this collection. So this is the 9th cart. Again, this is a modern retro collection, the Pico Collection 1. These games are Switchblade, Dragon View, Top Racer, Power Punch 2, Brave Battle Saga, 8 Eyes, Nightshade, Radical Rex, The Humans, Dork and Yimp, I think it is, Magic Girl, Water Margin, Iron Command, Draken, Tinhead, The Immortal, Power Pigs of the Dark Age, Canon Legend of the New Gods, Way of the Exploding Fist. So yeah, Way of the Exploding Fist is an old game, so maybe this isn't particularly maybe these aren't new retro games actually. Maybe it's just a developer I've not heard of before. Jim Power the Lost Dimensions. So this game has 20 this cart has 20 games on it. This is excellent value for money if these games are good. I've not heard or played any of these games other than Way of the Exploding Fist, and the last time I played that was on the Commodore 64, probably about 30 years ago. So I'm looking forward to trying some of these titles. This will be an exploration for me. I'll probably do a video on this cart. And lastly here, the 10th cart that's currently available is the Technos Collection 1. So this cart has got, you'll have heard of these games, Double Dragon 2, The Revenge, River City Ransom, Super Dodgeball, Super Double Dragon, Super Spike V-Ball, Renegade, Crash and the Boys Street Challenge. This is a very interesting cart. Obviously you've got your Double Dragons. I played a lot of those on the arcades as well as the various home computers and home consoles. So probably putting a bit of time into those. But it's also got games that I've heard of, and it's also got Renegade. Now I played the hell out of that game on the Spectrum. I played so much Renegade on the Spectrum. But it's also got 2 games here that I've heard of that I've always wanted to try. One is River City Ransom, Never played it, but it's highly rated, so looking forward to trying that. And it's also got Crashing the Boys Street Challenge. Now, that game I believe is a NES game. The reason that I'm kind of interested in that is that I love the movie Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and the various bands in that film. One of them, probably my favourite band in the film, is Crashing the Boys, and they obviously took their name from this game, from Crashing the Boys Street Challenge. So yeah, looking forward to that. So there we go, guys. That's my very first Evercade video. I hope you enjoyed having a look at that, getting my initial impressions of the device itself, and also breaking down each cart. Just before I go, I'd just like to ask you to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and my plan is to get a video up maybe once a week. I'm going to try get a video up for each cart, maybe do a little playthrough, a little quick look of each game, and then concentrate on my favourite games on each cart and do like maybe 10-20 minutes on each one. So subscribe to the channel and you'll see those videos popping up in your feed.